Have you heard the term collaborative applicant when you go to COC meetings? Or maybe when you're applying for annual program funds? Wondering what it is and how it impacts you in the homeless response system? Well, we are here to tell you, so thank you for joining us today. What is a collaborative applicant agency in Rhode Island? It is an agency that is designated by the Rhode Island Continuum of Care to carry out assigned duties from the Rhode Island COC Board. This collaborative applicant role is a combination of federally mandated activities and Continuum of Care assigned duties that are accepted by the collaborative applicant. Let's start with what is the Rhode Island Continuum of Care and why do they need a collaborative applicant? The COC is a group of people who are working together to end and prevent homelessness in Rhode Island. The state of Rhode Island has a single COC that guides homeless programs and related policies for the homeless response system. They work to promote community-wide planning and a strategic use of resources to end and prevent homelessness for the people of Rhode Island. The Rhode Island Continuum of Care structure includes a general membership roster, a board of directors, who are the decision-making entity for the COC, and a full set of committees to carry out specialized tasks. The board has a lot of work to do, and they pick an agency known as the collaborative applicant to help. Currently, the designated collaborative applicant for the Rhode Island Continuum of Care is Rhode Island Housing. In this role, they coordinate and gather information on behalf of the COC. They provide administrative structure for the day-to-day work of the board and the committees. They also do the communications for the COC to be able to keep membership and stakeholders informed. They are not the decision-making entity, though. Remember from earlier? That's the COC board. The COC planning team within Rhode Island Housing is providing that daily support and structure to help the COC achieve its goals. So what exactly does this mean? What coordination and support do they do? Well, they are required by regulation to do at least two tasks. First, the electronic submission of the COC program application on behalf of the Rhode Island Continuum of Care. Not the sole creation of it, but rather the administrative role of getting it submitted. Secondly, they must be the recipient for the planning funds that HUD designates for each COC. This means that they have a project that funds staffing to support the approved COC tasks. Beyond the required tasks, the collaborative applicant works with the board to recruit new members and manage the process for changing COC board staff. They extend invitations to individuals and agencies to become COC members, and they support the Continuum of Care by receiving and organizing the annual nominations for the board and membership to act upon. The collaborative applicant is the hub for communication about COC activities. They fulfill this role by maintaining the COC website, communicating important information to membership and stakeholders, also by posting and distributing meeting schedules, notices, and minutes from the board and its related committees. Beyond the required federal duty to submit the COC program application, the Rhode Island Housing COC planning staff also supports the board and committees to complete the different parts of the application. They work with the COC to have a process for agencies to apply for COC program project funds. They also help to create the responses for the COC narrative submission that describes the homeless response system in Rhode Island. One example of this support role to help you see how this work happens is the application for Continuum of Care funding. The board is ultimately responsible for having a process for applying for the COC program funds. In Rhode Island, the recipient approval and evaluation committee is designated this task by the board, and so they create the process to gather and submit the annual application for COC program funds. The Rhode Island COC planning staff, in their role as the collaborative applicant, help by supporting the committee in the design and implementation of the process. The board and committee are the responsible entities who vote on implementing and changing this process. The Rhode Island planning team is coordinating support to help get it completed. So, in your state, the Rhode Island Housing COC planning team is there to assist the COC board, the project serving people experiencing homelessness, and the COC membership by providing structure and support for everybody to participate in the work to provide housing and services for people who are at risk of or currently experiencing homelessness. You can reach out to them or your COC board with questions you have about the COC processes. If you aren't already a member of the Rhode Island COC, they can help you learn more about how to participate. We hope this helps clarify the Rhode Island Housing COC Planning Team collaborative applicant role as it relates to ending and preventing homelessness in Rhode Island. Things are always evolving, so for up-to-date information on all the entities in the Rhode Island COC, please review your publicly posted Rhode Island COC Governance Charter, which has the full list of duties. To continue to learn more about the Rhode Island Continuum of Care structure and function, please visit continuumofcareri.com.